shall go on to the end. We shall never surrender.
For decades, the Second World War has served as the go-to inspiration for war movies. Some of cinema's greatest films were made this way. So what makes a good greatest World War II movies ever made movie? Here are some films that will inspire you out of hibernation. So take a seat, grab the popcorn, and get stuck into our list of the best greatest World War II movies ever made movies on Sci-Fi Incorporated. Number 1. Dunkirk 2017.
They need to send more ships.
Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk is among the director's best films, and his fans more than welcomed his entry into the war genre. He told the story of the Dunkirk landing and subsequent evacuation of Allied forces when German forces overran the attempted invasion. Dunkirk has incredible attention to detail and convincingly shows viewers all the main elements of the botched invasion. Much like the soldiers on the ground at the time, the film managed to turn an otherwise disastrous defeat into a victory. Number 2. Hacksaw Ridge 2016.
Kill.
No, sir.
You know quite a bit of kill.
Private Doss does not believe in violence.
Hacksaw Ridge is handily Mel Gibson's best work as a director and a career best for several of its actors. The movie follows the true story of pacifist medic Desmond Doss, a man moved by patriotism to join the army who had to overcome the violent nature of war to serve. The movie follows him from a young man finding love to his time in the war. Hacksaw Ridge is full of incredibly powerful performances from actors like Andrew Garfield, Hugo Weaving, and Sam Worthington. It showed the heroism of Doss in Japan, where he saved more than 100 of his fellow troops after a disastrous battle and proved a soldier didn't need a gun to matter in war.
And then I'm gonna go up there without you.
You better come home to me.
Number 3. Enemy at the Gates 2001. One of the few Hollywood World War II movies set on the Russian front, Enemy at the Gates tells the story of the Battle of Stalingrad, where Russian forces defended against the German assault. One of the bloodiest battles in history, the movie primarily focused on the fight between two snipers from either side of the battle. Enemy at the Gates is one of the best modern World War II movies, but is also infamously one of the best sniper movies, on par with American Sniper. The film also tells a love story that somewhat mirrors that of Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor. Number 4. Saving Private Ryan 1998. Saving Private Ryan's opening landing sequence alone is easily one of the most iconic scenes in cinematic history. It set the tone for the entire movie, which followed a group of U.S. soldiers searching for Private Ryan, the last of his many brothers given a reprieve by the Army. Saving Private Ryan has more than earned its status as the definitive World War II movie, as well as one of Spielberg's best works. It's often seen as Tom Hanks' greatest performance, and documented the long and grueling quest through war-torn France. Number 5. The Thin Red Line 1998. The Thin Red Line is the biggest modern WW2 movie in scale and casting. The film focuses on the fight at Guadalcanal and is based on the novel by James Jones, who fought in the battle. Following a series of characters, it gave the sense of the broad scope of the war. The Thin Red Line is a great and gritty realistic look at the American battle in Japan. With names like George Clooney, Jim Caviezel, Sean Penn, and Adrian Brody, the movie featured many of the biggest stars of the early 2000s. Its intensity at times earned it much acclaim. Number 6. A Bridge Too Farz 1977. A Bridge Too Far is one of the largest and most epic war movies, famously having one of the biggest parachute jump sequences ever filmed for cinema. It tells the story of Operation Market Garden, the attempt of Allied forces to capture a series of bridges in Holland to advance their forces. However, the operation went badly wrong. Few movies have as star-studded a cast as A Bridge Too Far, with actors like Michael Caine, Anthony Hopkins, Robert Redford, and Gene Hackman. It shows the desperation of the Allied forces to hold back the Germans and capture their objectives, despite everything going wrong.
They're coming tonight.
Number 7. Kelly's Heroes 1970.
It's still up.
Kelly's Heroes came along during the heyday of Clint Eastwood, perfectly matching the acclaimed actor with the Second World War. The movie was as much an adventure movie as a war movie, focusing on a band of soldiers hoping to loot some Nazi gold. Kelly's Heroes, as with most WW2 movies, boasted an impressive cast, with such actors as Donald Sutherland, Terry Savalas, and Don Rickles. The movie follows the heroes on their quest, with great characterization and intense warfare thrown in.
I thought you said 3 Shermans.
Number 8. Patton 1970. Patton is one of the best-known George C. Scott roles, and his performance has endured for good reason. The actor's transformation into the legendary general of the 7th Army was incredibly well delivered, and showed the man for all his strengths and faults in a realistic biopic. Patton followed its eponymous leader as he led his forces in the North African campaign and later invasion of Italy. It showcased the rivalry between Patton and other generals, such as Bradley and the British General Montgomery. Patton remains one of the widest-reaching war epics. Number 9. The Dirty Dozen 1967. The Dirty Dozen is an iconic World War II movie that follows a team of disgraced soldiers pulled out of prison and trained for a secret mission. The movie follows them in their training as their commanding officer, played by Lee Marvin, makes soldiers out of them and gets them into shape. The Dirty Dozen strongly influenced the popular story of ragtag misfits with nothing to lose, which can be found in films like The Losers, Suicide Squad, and even Star Wars. The movie included some of the most prominent tough guy actors of the 60s, and its final battle is excellent.
Person is any man.
Number 10. The Longest Day 1962. The Longest Day brought together an impressive ensemble cast to tell the story of the D-Day landings. With talents like John Wayne, Richard Burton, and Robert Mitchum, some of the biggest stars of the time, the movie lays out the numerous operations of the epic landing. Based on the book of the same name, The Longest Day follows a number of characters and units in the invasion, from pilots and paratroopers to the infantry on the beaches. The movie also shows the German reactions and plans, displaying how much had to go right for the invasion to succeed.
In suspense, in dramatic intensity, The Longest Day is unparalleled in screen history.